The moon was no longer the same. It had turned into a massive crimson sphere, its bloody light flooding the entire earth. The sky split open, the air choked, cities trembled under immense pressure, and the oceans began to boil as if burning with raids. Krillin, Trunks, Goten, and Piccolo all turned toward the east. That light was coming from there, from Gohan's house. Goten screamed, tears streaming down his face.
That light, it's coming from home. My brother, Gohan. Please don't die. Please be okay.
Trunks grabbed his arm, his face pale with terror, and said with a trembling voice,
"We have to check it out, Goten. My father and yours aren't here, and this energy isn't normal. It's tearing the earth apart. We have to fight like men now."
Elsewhere, Krillin clenched his fist and shouted, "Damn it! What is this disaster? I've never seen the planet like this before." Piccolo, his eyes narrowing in disbelief, muttered, "Impossible. This energy. I know this feeling well. It's coming from someone I recognize." Meanwhile, in space, the nearby planets shook. Even the other realms could feel it.
Get out of the way! It's coming for us! We have to run faster!
What happened to the moon? Why did it turn red?
Help us! Don't look back! Just run!
As for Zardok, he was exploring Earth and had reached distant mountains. His eyes gleamed with an ancient spark, a mix of madness and majesty. He lifted his head toward the light and smiled slowly, a smile that carried both pride and dread, then spoke in a voice deep as thunder.
"At last, my heir has awakened, the new successor of the Saiyan bloodline."
Then he burst into laughter, a booming laugh that tore through the skies, shredding the clouds around him.
"I think I'm eager to test his power. How long has it been since my last battle?"
And at the heart of that light, Gohan rose from the ashes. His body shone with a royal white radiance. His hair was no longer black. It was pure white, dripping with majestic light, and his eyes glowed with a brilliance like the clear sky. The air around him was completely still. No sound, but a single heartbeat, shaking the earth with every breath he took. He took one step forward, and the ground beneath him shattered unknowingly. Nature itself froze in awe. Gohan, Royal Ultra Instinct. The transformation never recorded in any era. a form attainable only by one who carries both Zardok's blood and the trial of the modification gate. Gohan stood tall, his head lifted toward the red moon, and spoke in a low voice that echoed through the entire universe. What is this energy? Am I truly alive, or was it all just a nightmare? He slowly raised his hand, gathering a tremendous luminous power in his palm to test his new strength. A radiant light formed. He released it forward instantly. It shot outward beyond Earth, moving endlessly, as though it would never stop. Gohan then spoke, determination burning across his face. So, this is real. I can feel it. His smile faded, and he added, "But that place, it left only fear in my heart, and I can feel that it planted a dark power inside me."
When Trunks and Goten arrived, they encountered Krillin and Piccolo. They found that Teen Shinhan, Yamcha, and Chaozu had already reached the source of the light, their faces frozen in shock. The ground was still shaking beneath their feet, and the sky was covered with a thick crimson glow that made everything look like a burning hell. The place where Gohan's house once stood no longer existed. No trace of the walls, nor of the trees that surrounded the home. Only a deep crater pulsing with waves of energy, like the heartbeat of a dying planet. Goten staggered forward, eyes drowned in tears. "No, it can't be! This was my brother's home! Where is he?" He ran toward the center, but Krillin grabbed his arm tightly, shouting, "Stop, Goten! Don't get closer! That energy, it's terrifying! It'll kill you before you even reach it!" The wind howled violently around them, dust rose in spirals, and from the heart of the destruction, Gohan appeared. But no one recognized him. His hair was pure white, dripping with royal light. His body gleamed as if made of pure energy, and his eyes blazed with an inhuman radiance. He stood silently, motionless. Beneath him, the cracked ground swirled in a vortex of dust and pebbles.
Yamcha trembled and whispered in a hoarse voice, Is that really Gohan?" Trunks, in disbelief, muttered,
No, this is something else. His power surpasses even my father's.
Chiatsu took a step back, whispering in fear.
I can't even breathe. It's like the air itself is running away from this place.
At that moment, Gohan raised his head toward the red moon, his eyes gleaming like a storm foretelling disaster. Is this real? Is that my little brother? And my friends? Why can't I say anything? Why are they staring at me like that? In the distant mountains, Zardok vanished in an instant. It's time. Leaving behind a violent shockwave that split the earth open. In a blink, he appeared behind Gohan, without a sound. Not even the wind could follow his movement. He raised his hand calmly and spoke with a voice deep and filled with authority.
At last, my heir has awakened.
Everyone froze in place. Krillin muttered in a trembling voice, His heir? What does he mean by that? Wait, who is that giant? Before anyone could react, Zardok disappeared again and reappeared in front of Gohan without making a sound, as if space itself bowed to his speed.
Show me my heir. Do you truly deserve this bloodline?
Gohan turned sharply, his eyes shining with a celestial glow. He said with a confident smirk, So it's you. He unleashed a wave of white energy.
It exploded in the sky like a meteor, tearing through the clouds. Trunks screamed, covering his face from the blinding light.
Impossible. I couldn't even see what happened.
Goten shouted in terror,
Brother, stop!
but Gohan didn't hear anyone. Zardok appeared before him again and struck with a punch so powerful that the ground cracked for hundreds of meters. Dust and stones flew everywhere. Everyone stood in shock. Gohan had blocked the punch with his forehead, smiling with a mischievous grin. But then something strange froze their hearts. The destruction behind Gohan was catastrophic.
Piccolo gasped. No, this can't be. What's happening? His reaction was exaggerated, but he was the only one who noticed. Zardok hadn't even touched Gohan's face. Look, Piccolo shouted. The punch never reached him, and yet this happened. Zardok said arrogantly,
Impressive. You didn't move an inch from the force of my strike. I haven't seen anyone block it in ages. Ha ha ha.
Gohan replied without a trace of fear. Then next time, don't stop your punch. Or is that all you've got?
That spark inside you. It was never meant to exist. No doubt the Blood King took quite a liking to you.
What did you see inside me?
He planted a crimson core inside you, and that has never happened before.
When Zardok lowered his hand, blood began dripping from Goten's forehead. Yet the proud grin never left his face.
You tried. Now it's my turn.
Then Gohan countered with a stunning blow that made Zardok step back for the first time. The sight was majestic, white light clashing against crimson energy, every collision of their fists creating whirlwinds that shook the heavens. Yamcha and Tien Shinhan screamed in disbelief. By the ruler, I've never seen a battle like this in my life. Every punch is creating an earthquake. Time itself seemed to freeze when their fists met.
Feel that? That's power you can't touch.
The air stopped, dust hung suspended in the sky, and the oceans rippled violently under the pressure of their power. Zardok stepped back with a faint, proud smile.
Incredible! You've surpassed the limits of Ultra Instinct. I believe you're the strongest Saiyan alive now, but not stronger than me. Ha 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 ha!
He lifted his eyes toward the red moon and said in a deep tone,
Now I understand why the Gate chose you. There's something different about you, boy.
Gohan was panting, his breath burning with exhaustion, yet he remained standing, his gaze firm, unwavering.
Is the test over?
Zardok smirked faintly and replied,
Well, I have bad news and good news. While you were inside the Gate of Modification, I searched for your father's energy using the drops of your blood that remained on my hand. I looked across all realms, through every galaxy, and I couldn't find him. But the good news, I found half a shattered planet near Earth. I sensed traces of many powers there, as if a war had taken place just hours ago. On its surface, I found sigils, markings of one of the cruelest forms of torment. They point to only one possibility. Someone was sent to the Dark Fortress, and the strongest likelihood is that it was your father. He is also the one who awakened me from my slumber. But that place is deadly to any being who hasn't been there before.
Hope lit up Gohan's face. His eyes blazed anew after long despair. He spoke with fierce determination and joy. If there's even a single chance to reach my father, I'll take it. Fine, let's go there. Zardok smiled faintly.
Remember, this is your choice. Bear the responsibility, heir of the royal bloodline. Ha 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 ha.
Gohan said firmly, I'm ready. But let me see my friends first. They're terrified. Zardok nodded silently, and Gohan's body vanished into a soft light. Reappearing before his friends. They were all there, their faces filled with shock and fear, staring at this unfamiliar being before them. A massive crater behind him pulsed with royal energy. Goten was the first to move. He ran forward, shouting,
Brother!
Krillin yelled, Stop, Goten! That's not! Before he could finish, Gohan had already embraced Goten tightly. Tears streamed down Goten's face.
It's okay, little one. I've got you.
I can't
Tears
stop
mean your heart
crying.
is strong. Let them out.
Brother! I knew it was you. I knew it. I thought you were dead. I couldn't find the house or anyone.
Gohan placed his hand gently on his brother's head and smiled warmly. I'm okay, Goten. I've been through a lot, but I won't leave before saying goodbye. Piccolo approached slowly, still unable to believe what he was seeing. Gohan, is that really you? Gohan answered with deep gratitude in his eyes and voice. Yes, Master Piccolo. Without you, I wouldn't be standing here today. Thank you for always being my second father. Piccolo was silent for a moment, his eyes glistening, before he turned away, whispering softly, Protect yourself, kid. This battle is beyond all of us. Your father and Vegeta have both fallen. I just hope you survive. Trunks stepped in, his face full of concern. Gohan, my father disappeared too. Do you think he's still alive? Gohan smiled confidently and replied, Yes. I'll bring my father back, and Vegeta too. I won't leave anyone behind. Krillin exhaled, half in relief and half in awe. I don't know what you've become, Gohan, but your appearance alone has terrified the whole world. Gohan turned toward them, his eyes glowing with royal blue light, and said in a powerful, resolute voice, I'm going now. I'll find them, bring them back, and end this curse once and for all. Don't worry about me. He then looked down, where Zardok awaited him, high above the ground. Zardok lifted his hands, and dark symbols formed in the air, swirling like a mysterious vortex. His voice echoed mightily.
Prepare yourself. The journey to the Dark Fortress is no place for the weak.
The ground trembled, and the air thickened into a black mist, swallowing everything. Goten screamed, Brother, don't go! But Gohan looked back with a calm smile and said, I'll return, I promise. And in a single instant, his body was engulfed by the black smoke. He and Zardok vanished within a vortex of light and shadow, leaving their friends standing in heavy silence, their hearts torn between hope and fear.
Reappearing in an instant before the Dark Fortress, a colossal palace with the air around it screaming under an unnatural pressure.
This ends tonight.
As soon as they arrived, Gohan collapsed straight onto his knees, his hand clutching his chest as blood began dripping from his nose and mouth. He shouted in confusion, What is this place? I feel like my body is being torn apart. Zardok spoke in a cold, heavy voice.
I told you, this place follows no law, no power level. This is a world outside all logic. I warned you that your body might not withstand the blood pressure of this dimension.
Zardok stood before the palace door and said,
I am going in now. I'll return quickly, but do not let your eyes close. If you lose consciousness, the fortress will pull you inside, and then it will be impossible for me to extract your father and you as well.
Gohan tried to resist, but his body trembled violently as the pressure increased. He heard Zardok's footsteps fading as he headed toward the palace. Then, all sound disappeared. As Zardok advanced into the castle, fear and tension were etched on his face. Even he, the founder of the Saiyans, with all his power, meant nothing in this place.
I'm ready.
Whatever waits in there, it ends tonight.
He reached the front of the fortress, opened the door, and entered the worst nightmare imaginable. Seconds passed. Then a few minutes. Suddenly, the door creaked open again with the groan of ancient iron.
Zardok emerged carrying a thin, withered, deformed body over his shoulder. The ribs were visible, the skin stuck to the bones as if it hadn't eaten in months or years. Its entire form carried the marks of torture.
He's gone, but I can't stop yet. Every step feels heavier, every breath burns. Hold on, brother. I'll get you home.
Gohan opened his eyes with difficulty, and a weak voice escaped him. Dad, is that you? What did they do to you? Your hand, where did it go? Zardok stood beside him and dropped Goku's body with no hint of mercy on his face.
I made a deal with the Fortress Guardians. They took my hand in exchange for giving me Goku. Fighting them is pointless. They are not creatures. They are the laws of this place. Everything happened because he awakened me from my slumber. I hope I won't regret this.
Zardok lifted his severed arm. Then flames began gathering in the air, merging and reshaping, until a fully formed hand appeared. He said quietly,
This is a hand forged from blood volcanic energy, but it is not as strong as the original.
Gohan tried to stand, but lost his balance. His eyes began to close, darkness swallowing his vision. Dad? Then he collapsed unconscious. Zardok looked at them both, exhaled deeply, and said before vanishing,
You endured enough, boy. We are not staying here another second. This place devours the living.
And in an instant, they disappeared from the dark fortress by Zardok's power, returning to Earth.
Elsewhere, in a realm unlike any other, with a sky cracked like golden glass and a ground without shadows, Zeno stood in terrifying calm before the Daishinkan, surrounded by a group of angels and only 3 surviving rulers of destruction, Beerus, Belmod, and the mouse Quitella. The atmosphere was suffocating, as if even the air feared to move. Behind them, the 3 prisoners were bound by the Daishinkan's power inside a magical cube that suppressed strength. Everyone exchanged confused glances, except one. The Daishinkan stood behind Zeno with a faint smile on his face, the smile of someone who already knew exactly why they had come to this unknown realm, but waited to hear the words from Zeno himself. Zeno stepped forward, his voice low, yet slicing through the air like a blade.
Do you know why we are here?
No one answered. Even the angels dimmed their lights slightly.
Do you understand what's happening? Not a clue.
What Zeno-sama means?
Zeno raised his head, and thunder seemed to speak through him as he said, "We have come to awaken my father from his slumber."
You heard it too, didn't you?
Beerus's breathing quickened, and one of the angels trembled. Zeno continued, his glowing eyes reflecting genuine fear for the first time, because he is the only one capable of stopping Zardok. Only then did the Daishinkan's smile vanish, replaced by a long, heavy silence, as if even his heart had stopped for a moment. Something stronger and far more terrifying was about to awaken.
After Goku was saved, do you think he'll recover and surpass Gohan's power? Or has Gohan reached a level where no one can stop him anymore? And also, with the first appearance of the father of Zeno, the battle of ice and blood has begun. Who do you think will win this terrifying showdown? Whoever answers correctly will have their comment pinned. And don't forget to subscribe. I promise, our subscribe button doesn't bite. In fact, it gives you +10 legendary power.